O'clock, we are live and welcome. It's Wednesday evening. Welcome to this Periscope. We're going to give people a few minutes to join the scope. Whilst we do, I've got a fruit tea, no coffee tonight, which is a bit of a shame. But I've already had a coffee today, so I thought I'd be good and just have Gemma's in the house. Just have a tea tonight, Gemma. I'm just having a green tea, no coffee tonight. I'm a bit subdued as well. Nina, good evening. I'm concussed, guys. I don't know if you can see, because I put loads of Sudocrem on it a minute ago. It might be covered up and the camera's not that great, but basically bent down this morning to put my bag down. Matthew, evening in the house. I put my bag down at a train station this morning on the way home, and because I've got this eye thing I've spoken about on scopes a few times. Amy, how are we doing? I've got no peripheral vision. I didn't know there was a massive brick pillar literally next to me, just out the left of my peripheral vision. Bent over to put my bag down, bang, literally nearly knocked myself out. So I spent all the day completely sort of like in another world, really. Feel a little bit tranced, a little bit concussed. Amy, hello, how are we doing? I'm excited about tonight's scope though, guys, because this is something that I was asked about recently, and I was like, you know what, I need to put some stuff together for people, because we're going to talk about something that's changed my life a lot and also massively enhanced my acting career. When I got the guts up about nearly a decade ago now to just get out of my old job in retail. Dazed and confused, honestly, Nina, I was a wreck. I was literally, the girl who saw me literally headbutt the post just kind of looked at me and said, oh my gosh, you're alright. And obviously being a man, I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine, absolutely fine. Kind of like skulked off a little bit, then I went to touch my head and there was blood all over my hand. I thought, oh my god, I'm not fine at all. I've just nearly taken myself out. I had to go and have some porridge in Starbucks while I recovered. But anyway, back to the scope, yeah. Online business. For the time when I left my old dead-end bullshit job in retail nearly a decade ago, changed a lot of things for me. And low battery. Kim's not on the scope yet. It is sore, Gemma, and I've not plugged the USB cable in. Let's get that in, otherwise that'd have been disastrous, wouldn't it? It's because I'm not with it again. Let me just turn this off now. I plugged it in. iTunes wants to pop up. So online business, yeah, was a massive thing for me. And I was on a set yesterday. I was lucky enough to be filming on Happy Valley yesterday, a new BBC One drama. It's the second series of it. It won some BAFTAs last year. It's great, really great drama. And a few other people there were asking me about what I do, and it's like, I run this website, because every time I do a shoot, I try and get people on to do podcasts and stuff for me for actonthis.tv. For those who don't know me, I run a few websites. So actonthis.tv is an acting community I run. VOfocus.com is a voiceover community I run, and voiceover training, and I'm just in the middle, it's all very exciting, of launching a brand new company on mindset coaching for actors. There's another area of my life that completely transformed my career and just everything that I do. That's why I do these scopes, called Bulletproof Actor at bulletproofactor.com. And they were like, wow, well, how are you, where did you kind of learn to do all this? And I was like, well, I didn't, I just taught myself over the years. It wasn't something that I ever went to uni for or anything like that, but the freedom that it has given me since working for myself online has been phenomenal in terms of what I have then freed up time-wise to put into my acting career. Yas has joined us. Good evening, Yas. Hope you're all right. We're just talking about the effect online businesses have had on my acting career, Yas, and sort of the time that it's freed up for me. So tonight, I want to talk about everybody's big idea. Good evening, Yas. Basically, how to find your big idea and your acting freedom with an online business. And I know a lot of people will be going, oh, this doesn't really relate to me. I wasn't brought up with the internet. I don't know how any of this works. Trust me, 10 years ago, well, when I first got into online business 5 years ago, majorly, I had no clue either. I wouldn't have been able to tell you how to even buy a web address. I wouldn't have been able to tell you how to buy, a domain name, how to put it on the internet. I didn't even know, honest to God, how the internet worked. I was like, well, if I buy this name, this www. I initially set up a website for share dealing, people on the stock market. So it was a community for people, because I was dabbling in the share market at the time, after the crash in 2008, because shares became very cheap. Cut a long story short, I nearly lost a lot of money on that, so that's why I closed that down and started creating acting websites. Kim is here. Kim, you weren't on time, and I nearly forgot to plug the USB charger in, so that's bad, alright? I need you on time next time. So yeah, I initially had no clue how the internet worked. I was like, I buy this www. name, and then where does that go? How does it even become live? Like, I had no idea whatsoever. And then gradually, because the internet's such an amazing thing, you can learn on the internet about absolutely anything. And that was what sparked me going, well, what can I teach people? Well, I kind of know a bit about the acting industry, and I've started meeting more people and working for casting directors. Maybe I could do something around that, you know, and we can create this community. And that's how Acts on This really just started, you know. It's just an idea, my big idea that I just had one day. Have you at least got your coffee? I haven't got a coffee, Kim. I've got a tea. I was just saying to everybody, you've seen it on Twitter, my head that I smashed off a pillar this morning. I've had one coffee today, I can't have another. The head is sore, So yeah, I want to look at you guys basically and get your mind spinning into what your big idea could be, because like I say, you can learn anything on the internet. It doesn't have to be about, you know, we're all actors, most people on these scopes. It doesn't have to be about acting. That was just something that I went down. There's other business ideas that I've got, though, for teaching people that are things that are nothing to do with acting whatsoever. And in fact, I've just launched another coaching company in America with a couple of friends of mine, which is nothing to do with the acting industry whatsoever. So we'll start off. There's a chap called Seth Godin, who's a great blogger and author, and he said this. He says the only thing worse than starting something and failing is not starting something. So has anyone had any ideas in their minds before? Or just tell me now if you've ever had any kind of business that's not to do with the acting industry, that's something, you know, a passion of yours, or, you know, maybe it's a sideline thing that you had that you wanted to develop, or maybe people did these not pyramid schemes either, but, you know, this they're quite ethical these days, things like Juice Plus and stuff, you know, where you basically get, you know, these detox packs that you see on Facebook where your friends go, oh, want to start up your own business or something like that. Although that's something that I wouldn't necessarily go into, it's a way that people can kind of start off learning about running their own business, really, you know, quite quickly and quite cheaply. So let me know if you've had any experiences of anything like that and what your success rates have been. And then we'll look at identifying how you discover what your big idea could be. And then on future scopes, I'll teach people how to put that into practice. And I was even thinking today, because I'm getting quite far now in the Bulletproof Actor Unstoppable Confidence Infinite Success course, which fingers crossed will be out in December. It's coming on, and honestly, an absolute treat. I'm so excited about it now, because over the last few months as I've been writing it, although I've been creating these booklets, you know, there's like 5 units. I've got all these booklets on, you know, on the all the courses that I'm doing, all these booklets, massive amounts of stuff. It didn't really feel real, like anything was going on. Now I'm filming it all and putting it all together. It's amazing. I did Avon and Temple Spa and failed miserably. Well, that's fine, because like Seth said, it's the only thing worse than starting something and failing is not starting something, Kim. So at least you started it and you tried it out. But like I say, in terms of what you can find course-wise on the internet, if you want a course for anything from blow drying your hair to grooming your dog to plumbing, you know, to upcycling furniture, baking cakes, anything, you can find it. So everybody has got knowledge in them that there's a course in you all. I have an online travel agency, but I don't have as much time to put into it as I used to. You have an online travel agency? Like a full-blown travel agency, Gemma? Because that's pretty impressive if you do. And if you can get me some cheap flights to LA, I'm in. I'll book with you. Forget Virgin Atlantic. I'll just go with Gemma Green Airways. That's quite exciting. Let us know a bit more about that. That's insane. A full-blown travel agency. That's amazing. Well, this maybe you could, you know, you can kind of implement some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. So for those who think they don't have a big idea, let's find you one, okay? Because there will be stuff inside your head that is valuable, even though you don't appreciate that it is. Kim's going to book with you too, Gemma. So step 1, right? It's 3 simple steps. It's not going to be a hugely long scope tonight, because I just want to get your minds racing and, you know, and the ball rolling, really. But step 1 is identify what you're naturally great at. Now, UK accommodation only. Well, that's all right, Gemma. We'll check in with you at some point. This is the first step, yeah. And we talked about, you know, focusing on our strengths as people in general. And that's what I talk about in Bulletproof Actor a lot as well. Forget your weaknesses. Just focus on what you're good at and become great at it. So I'll ask you, what are you naturally good at already? You know, this requires some self-reflection and asking around. You can ask other people as well, you know, if you need other people to kind of, you know, give you some ideas. Grab a piece of paper and write down a big list of all the things that you enjoy. That's got to be key. You've got to enjoy it first of all. things that you're good at as well and come naturally to you. So there will be certain things in your life that you just find easy that other people don't. When you're doing this, try not to filter out anything at all. Anything at all, no matter how stupid you might think it is or anything like that. Sometimes you want to disqualify certain ideas because they seem too easy. You know, we often don't believe that we could get paid to teach or talk about something that's actually enjoyable or fun. People can't get their heads around that because normally they hate their jobs and they hate their work. So remember, just because something comes easy to you doesn't mean it does for other people. Okay, so ask yourself this: what do I know now that I would have paid to know 5 years ago? So give me some things now. I mean, what have you learned? It might not even be, 5 years ago. You might have learned something over the last month. What would you have paid to know 5 weeks ago that you now know? For me, in terms of as I've been building out Bulletproof Actor, I've been trying lots of different online software and building different websites and things to test out how I'm actually going to launch this product and what's going to be the most efficient way to get the content across to you guys so you can pay for it efficiently. There's no rigmarole, it gets delivered, so it plays on iPhone, iPad, computer, whether you're out and about. You can download the videos and save them. You can download the audio just to your iPod so you don't have to watch the videos. If you've not got access to the internet, you can just have it on your iPod and just listen to the audio. All this kind of stuff, and I spent probably 2 weeks testing stuff out. I would have loved to have known everything that I've discovered just over the last 2 weeks, and I would have paid somebody 200 quid or something for that because the amount of time that I've put in. I could now create a course going, look, literally, mental, isn't it? I could create a course on how you create your online course. And people would pay me for that because that's valuable knowledge that I would have paid for just 2 weeks ago. So what would you pay for now that, the knowledge that you now have that you didn't have a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, year ago, 2 years ago, whatever? So Kim, you're a good public speaker. Well, listen to this, right? I'm a member of a few Facebook groups on marketing, and I often put marketing videos out for some of the products, and I've made a marketing video for Bulletproof Actor, and I ask people for feedback on them, and how do you think this comes across, and do you think it explains the product well, and are people going to understand what I'm actually offering? And people have asked me, they've gone, wow, you seem to be quite at ease in front of a camera. I'm from a business background, but I don't have any experience in front of cameras. Could you teach me, some tips of how you can become kind of comfortable and that kind of thing? And it's something that I take. I mean, doing this now, we've been doing it for so long, haven't we? We've been doing these scopes. This is about number 45 or something like that. I'm sat here in my office talking to an iPhone effectively, which is a really unnatural thing, but it feels completely natural to me and it feels easy for me. Now, just because I think it's easy doesn't mean other people do, and I know other people from these Facebook groups have asked me, what tips have you got? Could you give us some advice on how we go about it? That's something that they would pay for. So if you're a good public speaker, Kim, that's definitely a course that you could run. It might only be a 3-video course. The first course you might ever create might be 15 minutes long. I've gone massive on Bulletproof Actor, and looking back, I would actually, you know what? If I was going to do this again, I wouldn't have created a course as big, because it's going to be over 5 hours worth of stuff for Bulletproof Actor. I'd have gone, right, let's create a 5-unit course that's only 10 minutes a unit, and we just have to film an hour's worth of footage as a bit of an intro. So you might go, okay, well, I'm going to create a 3-video course, 10 minutes of video on public speaking. I'm going to put it out there for 29 quid, and then just promote it to people who want to get into public speaking. Other people, like I say, it can be anything, absolutely anything. A famous marketer who's a mentor of mine, it took me ages to learn how to build a website, and even now it still frustrates me. Well, there you go. See, and so if that's one of your pain points, Gemma, that's other people's pain points as well. Bloody hell, it's a pain point of mine. I've been doing it for 8 years. It still frustrates me. That's why I very often employ people who are better than me to do that for me. But yeah, definitely, you will have knowledge there that you could create a course on. That doesn't have to be a massive course. It might be literally, like I said, when I first started the scope, I didn't know 8 years ago even how to buy a domain, but once I'd bought the domain, how to even get it on the internet. Even that is worth 15 quid to somebody. Or something. If you go, I'm going to create a screencast that shows people how to go to GoDaddy.com, buy a domain name, host it, and get it online within half an hour. I built a website for victims of bullying. Wow, well, that's awesome, Kim. That's really, really good. So you could teach other people how to create websites for causes that they feel strongly about. There's all sorts of stuff. So number one, identify what you're naturally good at, what you're naturally great at, because that's going to be the thing that you're most comfortable talking about. Number two, then we need to narrow our niche down. So this is something to think about. So after you've compiled the list of what you're good at, the next step is to determine the niche or audience that you're going to be creating the product for. Say, a big mistake people make, I nearly fell into this, when deciding on their audience, is going too broad and creating a product that ties to the appeal for everyone. So most people go, oh right, well I want to create this course. So for me, I could do mindset, right? All the stuff I teach on mindset and the stuff we speak about on these scopes applies to every single person in the world, right? Man, woman, no matter what age you are, what job you're from, anything like that. Me to create a product, that would tackle mindset for everybody might initially seem a good idea to go, wow, well I could sell this to, I don't know, there might be 6 billion people who want to buy this. If I sell it for £100, that's 600 billion pounds I get made from this. Wow, this is amazing. It's not a great idea to try and cover absolutely everybody. This is what most people do, you see. So, example, a fitness coach who creates a weight loss product for anyone who wants to lose weight. I think that's a great idea. How competitive is that market though? The better way to do it would be to narrow down your niche to a much more specific group of people. Example, a fitness coach who creates a weight loss product for brides, right? Much better idea. It seems counterintuitive to target a smaller group, but by doing so, it'll allow you to speak more directly to their wants and needs. So you can drill down really deep. So for me, I could create a general mindset course for everybody. But I'm like, well, actually, you know what? One industry that I know at the back of my hand is the acting industry. I'm an actor. I've been there. If I'm having the struggles that in this industry, then I know other people. Well, I can guarantee that other people are having the same struggles. So if you were a weight loss thing, you would go, okay, well, I know a lot of personal trainers actually who have been really big guys in their time, really obese and overweight. They've got themselves right down to really good weight, looking great. And they've then got the before and the after pictures. So for when they go to clients, they can go, to someone who is overweight and is going through all those emotions that are probably, associated with that and all the hard times, can go, listen, mate, I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. Look, here's my picture from before, here's my picture after. Who are you going to want to be training with? The guy who's been through it. So for me, I feel far more qualified to coach actors on mindset than any other group of people, because I feel I can relate to you guys a lot more because I've been there, and I do go so deep into my life story in Bulletproof Actor, and when I talk all about the struggles I used to have, struggles I still have in various areas, and how I got over them and when things started changing, how they started changing, and hopefully the strategies that I can then pass on to you guys, that if you're going through the same pain points, will get you through as well. So it's much better to target a tight niche as opposed to everyone. So step one, what you're great at, what are people going to want to learn from you. Step two, who are the people who are going to want to learn from you, and if you can, narrow that niche right down. Then step number three, this is the thing that this will help you in your marketing, but also keep you authentic. Authenticity is massive, and it's what I'm huge on. So the third step is about sharing your story and key learning insights. So I spoke about it a second ago. The third step is to come up with the unique story behind what you're teaching. Okay, so in other words, how did you get good at whatever it is that you plan to teach? What is the big insight that allowed you to go from failure to success? So what's your, I suppose rags to riches is a bit of a big phrase, but what's kind of your success story? Coming up with your story, and big insight will provide you with the foundation for your hook and marketing later on. So like I say, people are going to want to train with that guy who's been massively overweight and now he isn't, because he's authentic, and you go, yeah, I wasn't just born this way, I've been through what you're going through. Like I say, for me, hopefully I've got a connection with you guys because, well, we chat nearly every night on Periscope for one, but I feel like even the people on these scopes I've not met before, I feel like I know all you, and I know, and you know, and we swap emails and stuff, and you know, people will send me tweets and things like that. I feel like I've met everybody, and I kind of know what you're going through, where you're at in your careers. Arcadina has joined. It's a new name, Arcadina. Let us know where you're watching from. We're talking about online businesses, finding your big idea, and creating products, you know, that are going to be useful for people. That will earn you a passive income, so that you can concentrate on the career that you really want. From Norfolk, are you an actor, Arcadina, or are you not an actor? Most of us on here are, but it doesn't matter. What we're talking about applies to everybody. That's something I'm just talking about. The stuff that we talk about on these scopes. I scope Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's all trainee actor. Awesome. Is all applies to everybody in the world. But I just you're joining late, Arcadina, but I'll just go over before we summarise. Some of the things that we talked about. So we were talking about, for me, about 8 years ago, I quit my day job, so to speak, because we all have these limiting beliefs as actors that we have to earn a living doing something that we hate, to subsidise our acting career. And actually, it's the biggest limiting belief of every single actor that's out there. And I don't understand, well, I do understand because I used to do it myself, but I don't really understand how people justify it to themselves, even though I used to, that was the way forward, because all it does is it keeps you, well, spending your 30 or 40 hours a week or whatever it is doing something you hate, and then it leaves you maybe Saturday and Sunday to concentrate on the thing that you enjoy, which is the 2 days where no one else in the acting industry is doing anything. It's completely counterintuitive, and it's a lie. Whoever told you that that's just doing what other people do, it's a lie. So I got out of my day job in retail, which was just killing me, and I started looking at online businesses and what I could set up to earn passive income, so I could concentrate on my acting career, earn money passively. Once I'd done all the work, it's all set up, people can still purchase the products, and then that frees me up time to focus on auditioning, acting classes, and just, you know, just owning my craft, really. So we've just been looking at how you find your big idea, and you've just come at the right time, because we're just going to summarise. So there's 3 steps to it, and they're summarised by this diagram that I've created here. So got at the top here, find out what you're great at. So what are the things that you are good at now? Ask yourself the question, what would I pay, or what do I know now that either 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 years ago I would have paid to know? Because that's valuable knowledge. Although you take it for granted that maybe everyone knows that, it's not the case. You know, just because you find it easy or you now know that doesn't mean everybody else does. So you'll have knowledge inside you, whether it's people spoke about tonight, like public speaking, you know, setting up websites, whether it's, I don't know, baking cakes, plumbing, DIY, anything. What are you good at? What are you great at that you could, you know, potentially teach other people who aren't? Then you want to target and narrow your niche. So rather than try to target everybody in the world, which just won't work because you're going to be spreading yourself too thin. If you're a personal trainer, we gave the example of going, well, I'm not going to personally train everybody. I might target, actually, rather than weight loss for all women, I want to target weight loss for brides, which is a really specific niche, you know, but it's one that you're really going to be able to relate to, you know, drill down to, and you can be the go-to person, you know, for that specific you know, task in hand, losing weight for your wedding. And then we've got here your story and key learning insights. So that really is the thing that qualifies you to talk on it. So what's your experience been? What's your kind of rags to riches tale, so to speak? You know, why should people come and train with you? So if you're a personal trainer and you were massively overweight at some stage and now you're not, then the people who are massively overweight are probably going to prefer to train with you because it's authentic and they know you've been there and you've been through what they're through. Once you've got those 3 things together, this is your big idea in the middle here. And then that's the thing that you're going to want to work on. We're going to be talking on other scopes moving forward, how you implement those big ideas. And I know people think that the online world is all scary and stuff, and I know, Gemma, you said, you know, it still frustrates you building websites. Kim's built a website before, but there are some amazing tools out there that I've been using for years and years and years to build up my online businesses, that actually don't have a too steep learning curve, and I may well, it's my big idea, you know, set up a course to teach people how to set up their own courses. I've been through, years of this, so many hours and hours and hours of testing different platforms out, working out which software works, having complete failures on stuff, as well as some pretty big successes on stuff. And my mindset course that comes out later this month, Arcadina, It's called Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success. These are the units. I'm filming it at the moment. It's going to be built on a brand new platform that actually only came out yesterday, which is awesome. It's going to revolutionise the way people create courses online and the way they get their knowledge out there. Makes it very, very easy. And I'll show you guys actually how to use that once I've launched my course and how all that's gone. But just have a think, really. This scope was just all about inspiring people to just maybe think a little bit outside of the box in terms of their current position as an actor now, whether what they're doing is really conducive for them getting further in their acting career or whether it is just stifling them. Because for years, my career in that shop just held me back behind a brick wall. And I couldn't see it. I was blind to it. I just thought everybody has a bad job when they're an actor. They have to have a day job that they hate to pursue their acting career. No, you don't. It's the biggest lie other actors will tell you. You know, if you're hanging out with 5 actors who are telling you that this is what they do and everybody has to do it, you'll be the 6th person who does it, and every time you go out for a coffee with those people, that's all you're going to talk about. Your coffee meetings will never ever change. You will just moan about the world. Chasney says, yeah, still glad that I gave up my job. Yeah, so Kim, you did, after about scope, this is about Periscope number 45. I think after about scope 3, Kim, you gave up your job. But good on you, and it's good that you still think that was the right decision. It was honestly the best decision that I ever made in my life, was getting out of that hellhole. It was scary. I didn't have the confidence necessarily to do it, but we talked about confidence before. The first step in confidence is courage. You take the courage to make that leap, then the commitment, then you get the capability, and then that creates the confidence. So the first step in anything is the courage, really, to step out of that comfort zone, that rut, whatever it is. If it's with your work, get out and just and there are so many options for you. And I would never ever in a million years go back to working for anybody else. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do a 9 to 5. I couldn't do a job where all I was doing is waiting for the weekend to get drunk, because I did that for 8 years. It was scary, but I did eventually jump out of the plane. Yeah, exactly. No, you did, Kevin. It's great. It was scary for me, absolutely. And like I say, I mean, I knew it was right though, because at the time, all I was doing was waiting for the weekend every week, and I was running away from my life. People ask me these days, they just go, Ross, you don't ever seem to stop working, mate. When do you go on holiday? And I'm like, maybe I'm mental, but I have nothing to run away from. I don't need to go on holiday because I don't really feel like I work a day in my life. I get to do stuff like this, and I don't earn money from Periscope, obviously. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? But I get to interact with an audience that I've created, have a great conversations with you guys, coach people to get further in their lives, and through the websites that I've created that help people do that on a deeper level, I get to make money from it. Which then enables me to save my time that I can invest better in my acting career and actually doing things that I really love. So every day it's like a day off. It's hard work, don't get me wrong, it's hard graft, and there's definitely been days in the past, over the past 5 years, I've been kind of getting established in this niche that I've some days honestly just wanted to close the whole thing down. I've just gone, forget it, shut it down, it's a thankless task. I've had another email from somebody telling me to take them off the email list and they don't want to get any of my nonsense anymore, even though they signed up to my email list. I'm going, why did you even sign up? I get nasty emails, guys, you won't believe it. I get lots of lovely ones. Equally, I get nasty ones occasionally going, stop sending me this rubbish, blah blah blah, I don't want to better myself, I'm happy as I am, don't tell me I can. I got one going, I said it on Scope, didn't I? I read parts of it out, I didn't mention the guy's name, but he's going, don't tell me you can be positive, and when I haven't worked a day in 8 months and I'm in the red and I'm overdrawn. I was going, wow, okay, whose fault is that? Why don't you actually take some responsibility for where you're at and let me help you? Because all this stuff hopefully does help people, but people who don't want help, you can take a horse to water, can't you? We can't make them drink it. But yeah, I get to do this now, which is lovely, as opposed to working in a shop where it really was a thankless task, people swearing at you for selling them stuff you didn't even make. Does having another business affect the way we're viewed in the industry? Not at all, no. The people, when I go into castings, there's a difference in working hard doing something you enjoy rather than something you hate. Yeah, definitely, Kim. So when I go into castings, Arkadina, when I'll go in, the first question, for TV auditions particularly, it's really all I audition for. I don't know if it's the same in the theatre world, but I imagine it is. There's always the chat with the director and the exec producer and the casting director. Oh, what are you up to at the moment? Now, most actors will try and basically just regurgitate their CV to them, and they'll go, oh well, I'm just working on this, or I've just done this, or if they've got nothing to say, they'll make something up that they're writing something right now, or oh, you know, I'm just looking at writing stuff, or I'm looking at creating my own things, because we feel we have to talk about the industry because it gives a good impression. The days that I've gone in and I've said something about an online business that I'm setting up, whether it's I mean, I run a lot of websites to do with the acting industry, so sometimes I can tie that in, or the stuff I've done in the past has had nothing to do with the acting industry, and it's just so refreshing for them to hear you talk about something that, you know, that's actually interesting, that you're doing off your own back, you know, that shows a bit of drive and determination, so that you're doing it purely so you can invest more time in your acting career. You know, so it's not a counterproductive thing. And I've ended up, there's been directors, there's a guy called Nick Phillips, director on EastEnders, there's multiple casting directors, Daniel Edwards, who cast Mr. Selfridge, David Martin, who casts a lot of Craig Cash comedies and things like Prey, ITV's Prey, Beverly Keogh, Michael Jackson, David Shaw, have all employed me to create their websites, which is mental, you know. So I've ended up getting jobs and getting to network more in this industry because I've gone, oh, I'm setting up a website to train people in to do this. I'm just looking at how to do online courses for this, and you know, exercise, whether it's exercise, nutrition, or whatever. And they go, oh, so you do websites? Then, all right, show me what you've done. And then they go, oh, well, we'd really like our website, you know, doing up. Would you be interested in helping us? So I found that all it has done, talking about other businesses and things that I'm doing that isn't just a boring, mundane job, or just talking about acting, has actually really aided me at audition and in the industry, and has just gave me a lot of respect. Nothing more than that. So I don't think it's counterintuitive at all for you to have other things. And also, what's brilliant about having your own business and owning your own stuff and being your own boss is that your glass is always going to be half full, because as actors we need to accept we're not going to be in full-time employment. I've been scared to set on my own just in case. Honestly, God, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do it. It'll be the best thing you ever do. And it also means that, yeah, when you're not employed as an actor, you've got other things to put your energy into. Hopefully this big idea that you create, the thing that you're passionate about, is going to be another passion of yours. Sometimes it's difficult, but you've got to accept, well, for me, it might be different for other people, but for me, I accepted a few years ago that the acting industry will never be enough for me. Even if I was working in Hollywood as a new James Bond or whatever, I need to do other stuff. It will never be enough for me. It doesn't fulfill me completely. You know, contribution is a huge part of my life, and helping other people better themselves, get further in their lives, faster their careers, whether it's their acting career or anything else. That fills me up just as much as the acting does. So for me, I will always need to do that, and I will always need a business where I do that. So it always means that when you're not necessarily working as an actor, you've got something else you feel just as passionate about. And if you've not found that yet, keep looking, because you will find it. Sometimes people don't want to find it because they think, oh, if I admit to myself that I like something else as much as acting, maybe that's telling myself that I've failed as an actor, and that I'm admitting that I'm never going to make it, or I'm never going to be as big as whatever. You know, I'm never really truly going to be, you know, the big star. And it's not that at all. It's actually accepting that the world is an amazing, beautiful, wonderful place where there are so many opportunities, so many other things that you can do. Why only concentrate on one whilst you're here? We're not here for a long time. Why only focus on one tiny... The acting industry, when you think about it on the grand scheme of the world, it's just like the tiniest speck on the planet. It doesn't mean everything, you know. There's so many other things. I think if it does mean everything to somebody, maybe they've got a bit of a limited belief and a limited mindset, that there's nothing else out there for them, or it's nothing, oh, you know, they always say there's nothing else I could do, or, you know, this is all I know. It's not. That's what you're telling yourself, because it's a romantic story to tell yourself, well, it was the only thing I could do was act, because it's all I could do. Sing as an X Factor. I don't know what else I'm going to do. All I can do is sing. I don't know anything else. I didn't go to school. Well, go to school now. Find something else that you're passionate about. You know, it's true, innit, Matt? It's true. It really is. You don't have to. Acting or whatever your passion is. If you're not an actor and you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you found it, maybe you're a dancer, you're a singer, you're a builder, whatever. If you've only got one passion in life, you're living a really limited life. There's an amazing world out there, you know, and hopefully you've got a few decades minimum left to experience it. But you know, I'm 33 now. My old man, when he died, was 60, so I'd be halfway through my life now. To think that all I was going to do for the next 27 years, if that's all I got on this planet, was to be on a film set and act, which is what I've already done for the last 11 years of my life, which I love. I was on Happy Valley yesterday, awesome BBC One drama, top names in it, brilliant crew, lovely place to work. If I thought that was all I was going to do for the next 27 years, I've already kind of done it. I go, wow, so I'm never going to have any new experiences for 27 years. Well, it's pretty limited life, isn't it? You know, there's got to be other things out there that you want to explore, and by finding what your big idea is and, you know, creating opportunity around that, whether it's an online business, teaching other people, you'll get so much back when you give it out. It's going to fill you up, going to make you feel great. You're always going to have something when you've not got the acting, and you're going to be just a bloody happy, fulfilled person, because 90% of actors I meet, when they have no work, they have nothing. Their life might as well be over. If they're not in work, they're depressed, they whinge, they hate it. You know, time's going to go by anyway. No matter what you do, you might as well find something that you enjoy for when you're not acting, because otherwise that time's going to pass anyway, and what you're going to do is just resign yourself to being unhappy or unfulfilled. It's mental. So get your big idea. Find out what you're great at. You already know that anyway, but write it down on a piece of paper. Nothing is out of the question, so don't dismiss it just because you find it easy. Remember, narrow down your niche. Who are you going to be? You know, who would you want to teach that stuff, that knowledge to? And then why are you going to be the one that's, you know, they should come to? Why are you going to be the one that's qualified to talk about it? Once you've done that, you've got your big idea. I want you to tweet me what your big idea is. No getting out of this, at Ross A. Grant. Tweet me. Don't forget to do that. I really want to know what your big idea is. And then on future scopes, we'll discuss it and we'll talk about how we can further that for you, and you can start exploring how you're going to set that up. Don't be overwhelmed by technology. Don't think because you weren't brought up with the internet you don't know how to do this. I will show you how. It's very simple. It is simple. I think it is. I've been doing it a while, but I think I can probably put the information across in a simple way that you guys will understand. So don't forget to do that. I'll be back on Friday. Friday is, where's Lewis's book? His book club again. We're looking at Lewis's book again, Lewis Howe's School of Greatness book. If you've not got your copy yet, get it on Amazon. Matt, how far through are you reading it, mate? Have you had a chance to read it? We're going to be looking at chapter 4 on Friday, which is Develop Hustle. So this is massively important as well. So this is something that when you've got your big idea, God, you've got to hustle on it. You've got to hustle on it. Very slow, doesn't matter, Matt. I'm pretty slow. I do about 10 pages a day, mate. I'm a dead slow reader, but I get to remember it then. Sometimes if I read a book too quickly, do you ever get that where you read a page and you go, don't even remember what I've just read there, I have to read it again. Sometimes if I go too fast, I end up reading it twice. Bonkers. But we're going to be looking at Lewis's book on Friday. So check that out. It's an awesome book, number 3 on the New York Times bestseller list last week. I've got some great new books as well that, for future book clubs, which is going to be good. And we also spoke about on Monday, just to check in with you, on Monday just gone. Oh no, it wasn't Monday, it was Friday just gone. It was Lewis's book again. We looked at keeping a gratitude journal about, you know, focusing on what we're grateful for and what we've got already, so that, you know, you're focusing on all the positives in your life as opposed to the things that are lacking. Who's kept that up? Have you been doing it? Have you been writing down 3 things every night you're grateful for? I write down 3 wins for the day normally, things that have gone well, and 3 anticipated wins for the next day, things that I anticipate are going to go well tomorrow. That always sets me up for a great day. So let me know if you've been following that up. If you've not, doesn't matter, do it tonight. Get off the scope and then write down before you go to sleep in your phone or whatever, get an app, you know, a journal. Kim's been doing it, awesome. And just write down 3 very simple things you're grateful for. You know, it could literally be, I'm grateful for anything, your family. Could be grateful for a great meal you had today, an opportunity, you know, you're going out for coffee with somebody tomorrow. You know, just whatever it is. It doesn't have to be massive things like I'm grateful for winning the lottery. Well, you know, it doesn't have to be massive. And hopefully you've won the lottery, but I haven't. So yeah, 3 things you're grateful for, and then 3 things, if you've got time, 3 things that you anticipate being grateful for tomorrow, or 3 anticipated wins for the next day. Really serves you well. So keep that up, and I'll check in with you guys on Friday. What you're grateful for. Before we go, tell me now, one thing. If I said what's the thing you're most grateful for now, what is it? Let's see if we can get one off everybody. The thing that I'm most grateful for right now is probably Sudocrem to get rid of this massive graze on my head for where I headbutted the wall. In all seriousness though, things that I'm most grateful for now, probably, well, you know what, it's absolutely the opportunity to get Bulletproof Actor out to you guys, and hopefully the impact that's going to make in people's lives, because I've now got 2 full units filmed, edited and up online, and it's phenomenal, guys. It's better than I expected it to be. Kim's grateful for the opportunity to learn. Right now, your advice to go for it, awesome. awesome. Go for it. Health, massive one. Absolutely. Even though I'm partially sighted, my eyes aren't great, and that's why I headbutted the wall today. I'm always so very, very grateful for my eyesight all the time. It's one of the things I write down nearly every single night. What did the poor wall do to deserve that? Just stood in the way, Kim, that was all. I was on the phone before, we'll listen to the repeat. It's alright. Was it Yas, said that, I think? Someone was grateful for their bed. Chasney, was it? He's grateful for their bed. Yeah, check the replay out. You can watch the replay on Periscope now for 24 hours. If you are watching the replay, oh, thanks Nina as well. Cheers. Hope the head gets better. Fingers crossed. If you're watching the replay, thanks so much for joining us and watching the replay. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, please leave a comment underneath. I always record these scopes and put them on YouTube as well. But thanks so much to everybody once again for listening. I hope this has been useful. Think about your big idea whilst you go to sleep tonight, and hopefully, I don't know, in 2016, it's not far away, you can make that big idea a reality. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on Friday. If you've not subscribed, swipe your screen left to right if you're on iPhone, bottom to top if you're Android, subscribe, and you'll always be notified when I'm doing more scopes. Arkadina, pleasure. Thanks for joining us for the first time. It's really good to have you. If you're an actor as well, come and join the Facebook group, Arkadina, facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. You can also go to bulletproofactor.com to get on the waiting list for the mindset course, and you can come over to the community that we're all a part of, called actonthis.tv. actonthis.tv. So there's quite a few web addresses there, but watch the replay. You can always scrub back and listen to them again. But yeah, actonthis.tv, bulletproofactor.com, and facebook.com/groups/bulletproof actor. Until Friday, guys, have a good one. I'll see if I can. Oh, I always struggle to end these scopes. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, have a great Thursday and the rest of the night, and I'll catch up with you on Friday. Bye for now.